Hi, my name's Chris. I'm going to be installing some Rogue Engineering toe arms on my 2008 135i, BMW 135i. The reason for it, most people would install toe arms if they are adding more negative camber to the rear, and then it ends up maxing out the toe limits of the eccentric bolt of their suspension. So you add toe arms, so then basically get a correct toe, so you don't end up with some real wonky toe settings. I'm doing it because this car was broken by a family member who hit a curb with it. And so it actually ended up bending the eccentric bolt on the left rear and bending the left rear toe arm. So right now this car has had a dynamic rear toe, which has caused a little bit of unusual wear patterns in the left rear tire. The ultimate reason for this is I'm basically trying not to drop the subframe out. These toe arms, one sec, or toe links, or whatever you want to call them, from Rogue Engineering are pretty beastly. And honestly, if I were going to consider tracking this car, then these would have been one of the upgrades I would have made. We're going to start by chalking the front wheels and then jacking the car up by the diff, and then basically supporting the car with two jack stands. Hopefully we've got all the parts in the garage. It's been 6 months since I've worked on cars in this garage. As you can see, that car is also, we'll probably have some recordings in the near future. That is it's an old time trial car, and it's getting a new block and everything. So, anyways, enough rambling. Let's get to making this happen.
This isn't too bad. The right side is pretty easy to lift it. But of course, the import is okay. He's right loaded. That's trucks. Pretty cool, but it looks for 5 years now, so we're going to go. Next thing, this way. These ones easy to do. There's also underneath the engine a lift air. So that's from here. Like this, and then from these directions to the door, you can in the front. You can car, which is nice. Well, it's not too much yet. If you were to do this whole right there, you will go there. I'll be free. Now you can check. Where's your check the track for the back ends.
I'm going to work on just the back left, mainly because if it doesn't work, then why do the back right? I'm going to have to drop the whole subframe out. So we'll just do the back left and see how it goes. Not going to lie, I drove those. These are some Dureza 3s, or Dunlop Dureza 3s, and I drive in the winter on them. So they were definitely locked up a little bit to the hub. That bolt, I don't know if it'll be visible, but that guy is connected to this arm right there. It's been a while, and I looked at the manual, the repair manual for this, and figured we'll wing it. Alright. Simple enough. Step 2. So now you can see that bolt right there. We're going to pop that one free. This one goes all the way through the subframe. And so it's got a nut in the back. So we're just going to hold it in place. And then hopefully this fits. Oh, you son of a gun. One sec, I don't want to... Well, electric impact's great up until they don't fit. Normally I would try and measure where the eccentric is and how long effectively the arm is, but the alignment is so busted right now that I'm not going to bother. We're just going to get it close and call it good. Next up. So the problem was basically this little guy is bent. He's, from my view here, you can see maybe just barely, but it's bent inwards a little bit. So the hope is with the lockout kit, I might need to bend this guy just a hair and call it good. It's as far as I know, like these welds, nothing broke. And so we'll see. These are nice sphericals, which, boy, if this is a race car, this would be fun. But it's not a race car. Probably actually should have left those on, but whatever. So basically, my goal here is to, using both arm, or using the old arm, I'm just gonna get it close, is the thing. Let's see. Basically, I'm adjusting this arm. Well, as you rotate it, you know, it gets longer. And you can see that I can just barely get a bolt in there. Other side, this bolt is probably not the same size. No, that it is, it's 19. And this is the nut. It is, oh, please don't say they did that. Oh man, whatever. The bolt head is a 19 and the nut is an 18. So, new camera. So we're going to try something a little different. Hopefully this angle works out well. We've got the toe link. We're about to install it on the left-hand side. The right-hand side, actually, I did that while recording the old camera. So that's the finished result is over there. But for now, we're gonna redo the left-hand side as I installed it upside down. The oil fittings pointed up, which put one of the fittings kind of up here, which I thought might be, you know, for maintenance purposes, a little bit inconvenient. So let's reshoot this thing. I also kind of learned a little bit that it's best to install the toe link first into the wheel carrier, because this assembly kind of needs to be pushed up because it's untensioned right now and it pushed out. So and so this is going to look a little wonky as I do this, because I'm basically having to kind of pull the corner towards the center of the car. Hopefully this is not a terrible position. It's lined up. Feel the bolt. There we go. So just gotta make sure on the back side, I'm using the SPL lockout kit to lock out the Eccentric. And so you just gotta get the lockout plate to line up with the subframe. There we go. Alright, so the back end is now locked in place. This is the little lockout washer of sorts that replaces your Eccentric. Come on. There we go. And that replaces that one. And put the nut on. So that's it. The toe link is installed on both sides. You can see
The SPL lockout kit is in place and it's holding the Eccentric in place. So all in all, a pretty easy install. Not gonna lie, like a 3 out of 10, maybe a 2 out of 10. You're literally just popping 4 bolts off and putting 4 bolts back on. So yeah, call if you have any questions. I'll follow up in the description with the torque spec, the SPL or that Rogue Engineering specs, and we'll see how this thing aligns later this week.